her up, all right? You'll take her out.
Let's go.
Okay, now you're switching off, all right? I can see you switching off. Focus, center. Once you get back out there, do your jabs, do your boxing, and you will win. You are the better boxer. Okay, focus. Get back out there. Focus. We've got a minute. Just breathe. Focus again. Once you're back out there, get your boxing back on. As soon as you start doing your thing, you're going to win. Okay, you're switching off now. I can see you switching off, right? You've got... Okay, focus. Once you get back out there, do your jabs, do your boxing, and you will win. You are the better boxer. Just get back out there and focus. You bet.
Let's do it.
now you're switching off, alright? I can see you switching off. Focus.
Let's do it.
Come on, get back out there. Focus, we've got a minute. Just breathe, focus.
Do your business. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Are you okay?
And we are fighting in Atlantis. How about this crazy venue? Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here.
Alexander Usyk. Vitaly Klitschko. You're looking at one half of the...
This bout is scheduled.
What a pleasure it is to be here. And the build-up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. This is a battle royale between two heavyweight bombers. You can really feel the buzz in the air tonight. So much hype here in this arena.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And look in that corner right there, that is that fighter right there. They have elevated, lifted, it's like they're not touching the ground. This is what they were born for.
Perfect counter lands. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? One punch could change everything in this battle. Missing with that jab. Nice counter. That counter punch caught him clean. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Shot lands. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunches are the best.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? So far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Punch, counter punch. Big Ukrainian in big trouble. Usyk couldn't take anymore, and down he goes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least on to the third. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
These two were made for each other. Beautiful counter punch. Misses with that uppercut. Those counter punches have to hurt. Jab misses. Punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That jab doesn't score. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk. Here we go to the 4th round. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Beautiful counter shot. So much firepower here. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
So you're getting in there with somebody that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get him close.
Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. As bad as boxing... Back into the fray here in round 5. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he scores with the counter. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
He misses with that straight left. Can't land that jab. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
That jab misses. Missing with the left hook. That right jab just misses. Catch and shoot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. This is the beginning of round 6. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Oh, that punch. Can't find a home with that jab. Nice counter shot. A lot of effort being exerted here. These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Perfect counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. Stamina. Here comes round 7. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Missing with the hook. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They exchange punches. Swing and a miss with the hook. A swing and a miss with that jab. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Good counter punch. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Well done with that counter shot. Lucky that hook didn't score. Misses with the straight left. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. How much cardio? And there's the bell for round 8. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up?
The unified heavyweight champion is down!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
So one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
We're at the halfway point. There's no doubt who's won this round so far.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
And he blocks the left uppercut. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. What a dominant performance, and it shows up on the judges' scorecards as a unanimous decision victory.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way, what tactics, what a game plan, but what a result.
Welcome to the wonder that is the Atlantis venue. It doesn't get any more unique than this. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. It's Manny Pacquiao. He stands 166 centimeters tall and has a reach of 170 centimeters. And standing across the ring from him, perhaps the greatest to ever do it, Sugar Ray Robinson, weighed in at 61 kilos, and he's 180 centimeters tall. That's outrageous. His reach also 184.
An amazing reach advantage that fighters do not.
It's the Pac-Man, 8-division world champion. Should I name them all? Flyweight, super bantamweight, featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight, light welterweight, welterweight, and light middleweight. He's won championships in each one of those divisions. Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the most skilled boxers to ever lace up the gloves, inducted into the...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from General Santos City in the Philippines, truly one of the all-time greats, boxing's first and only 8-division champion of the world, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Fighting out of the blue corner from New York, here is one of boxing's all-time greats with 174 wins in his 201 fights. A welterweight champion of the world, a 5-time middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson.
One of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only for this. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. Good right hook. Ooh, he ate that right hand. There was so much hype surrounding this match, I wonder if it can actually live up to the hype.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it up. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
The right hook misses. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Do you believe what we're seeing? Nope, that hook won't score. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout. And there's the bell for round 2. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
You are fighting the swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving a man a chance that shouldn't have one.
Threw the left uppercut, but it misses. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Caution is being thrown to the wind. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
You're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao. And there's the bell for round 3. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Do you believe what we are seeing? Both men step back for just a moment. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. That counter shot lands. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. These two lightweights are showing you why they are the best of the best. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
The bell.
Here we go to the 4th round. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it.
Whoa, Johnny! Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Punch, counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. And he scores with the counter. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Nice counter. It's all offense all the time. wanted action, and they are delivering. The straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, it was like two...
Here's the bell to start round 5. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
There's a counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Big swing and a miss with the hook. Those counter punches have to hurt. Catch and shoot. Very close round with 10 seconds. Hold that thought. Pacquiao is rocked. Talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This is the beginning of round 6. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head.
Could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still want to fight?
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
What resilience, to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into the fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Beautiful counter punch. Well done with that counter shot. He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
Beautiful counter shot. That counter punch caught him clean. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think of, you've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
They're both trying for a knockout. How about that time counter? 10 seconds to go, and what domination we've seen in this round. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. A lot of work needs to be done in this corner. 2 knockdowns. Here we go. It's round 7. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not down twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
The perfect counter lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Good counter punch. Blistering hand speed from both of these outstanding lightweights.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? They exchange punches. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Perfect counter shot. The courage on display here is incredible. He threw a punch and just got countered. Here we go with these two lightning quick lightweights.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close. There's the bell to start round 8. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Doesn't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Defense is not an option for these two. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. The jab misses. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are in a unanimous agreement.
Unanimous? You know what? Smart. Smart, that is. A total change of styles to make sure.
We welcome you to Cambrian Hall. When you think class, this is the place to be. And next to me for the broadcast, the one and only... It's Sugar Ray. So they stare into it. And there's the bell to start round one. Got him with the uppercut. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. So much pre-match drama before this showdown. Who could forget what we saw yesterday at the weigh-in? These two boxers are finally ready to get it on.
It's so hot, so heated. There's a roof on here you don't understand. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're getting on you're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on here.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
As long as they don't get...
Here we go. It's round two. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Both men step back for just a moment. There's a counter shot. Do you believe what we are seeing? This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter. If you like defense, you're going to love this fighter. Excellent defense. They stay on the outside. They use their jab efficiently, and they don't take damage.
If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
That jab doesn't find a home. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Well, we know